Welcome to The World According to Liz. Today, my guest is Kate Trinh.
Hey.
Former Carroll student. You graduated 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
and is currently at TCU majoring in...
I major in political science and criminal justice.
Okay, and you want to go on to law school,
Mhm.
correct? Okay, all right.
Yes.
So, and I tutored Kate for years. So, unlike our normal format where I have 3 specific questions, you've already graduated. So, my questions are going to modify. But as
Mhm.
always, you're going to ask me 3 and I'm going to ask you 3.
Oh, this is so fun.
And it's a conversation.
Got
Okay.
it.
So we'll,
I'm loving this.
if there are too many personal things or things like that, Jorge is here to help us edit
Okay.
things out. Okay. So I am going to ask you the first question though.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you have to think back because you've already graduated,
Mhm.
and this is kind of neat because you're coming back.
Mhm.
What was your biggest aha moment? Not necessarily, and it could be aha like, yes, I nailed this competition. Yes, this performance in bells. Yes, I nailed that test. Yay, I finally passed an honors calculus test. Or it could be even as monumentous as I finally had some sort of self-realization. What was your biggest self-aware moment in high school?
I mean, this sounds kind of like corny and cliche, but I think that moment for me would have been graduation or the day after. It was just like my moment of, oh, like all the hours of studying and talking to my teachers and doing all these, like, it came to fruition and I'm done and everything worked out and I'm not stressed about this anymore. And like things worked out how I wanted them to work out eventually. And like, I ended up with like the GPA I wanted, the ACT score I wanted, the friends I wanted, the relationships that I wanted. It was just like, that was really encapsulating like high school for me. I think I could finally take a step back and be like, it's all okay. And I actually enjoyed it a lot. So I think that's what it was.
You did? You enjoyed high school?
Looking back now, yes. Me and my friends talk about this a lot. I feel in the moment we were enjoying it, but not as much. I think now, since we live like a completely different style of life, we can look back and be like, okay, really, that was like kind of fun, or like that was funny, or something like this. And I think we can appreciate it in a different way than we did while we were there.
Okay. I get that. Okay. Got a question for me?
Yes. Okay. Let's see. What's something that you would tell like all of your former students that like you tried to teach us in high school, like not academically, and like you're gonna like remind us? Because I feel like there's a lot of people in my grade who went to you who you weren't like just our tutor, you were also like our mentor. I feel like you talked to so many people one-on-one and everyone was like, oh my God, I love Liz. Like she's so funny. She told me this. So what would you like tell basically people in my class now that were like older?
Do you remember when I taught physics, or I would tutor physics, and you'd ask me a question, and like, how do you know? And I said, I don't know. I just make this shit up.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That's basically, that would be the philosophy that I would want you to extend. Okay? That I would want you to take with you. Yes, this life is real. Yes, we only get one life. But it's what we make it. It's what we mold it into. It's not real. And if you don't like it, mold it into something else. But the choice is yours. Not, you can play the victim or you can choose to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That would be the advice that I have. If you don't like where you're at now, do something and change it. Don't whine.
Yeah.
How often did I let you guys whine at me?
Probably for like 2 seconds every month, and then you'd like, okay, you're done.
I mean, I'd listen to you. Of course, I'd let you complain, but you don't get to
throw a pity party.
No.
Yeah, you hear us out, and then you're like, okay, well, let's do something about it.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
How are you going to change it? How are you going to fix this? And sometimes, and the biggest the other part to that is you can't fix the other person. You can't fix the other environment. All you can do is fix yourself, which sometimes means remove yourself from it
Mhm.
or get out of it or, suffer through this class, but then don't make that mistake again. Because sometimes it was a class situation of, I just hate this class. Yes, I know, but there's no way out of it. You've got to power through. But, once you do, don't do that again. Don't take 7 APs. Don't take 5 APs.
Mhm.
Take 2. You don't have to be
Yeah.
everything,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
definitely that would be, but that would be the most succinct, and that advice works for high schoolers.
Mhm.
That advice works for you in college. That advice works no matter where you are. If you don't like where you're at, fix it. But
Mhm.
it's up to you to fix something. And it can be something just small. I remember when I got divorced, one of the things that they said for marriage therapy, which I still got divorced, but they said don't do the same thing and keep expecting a different results.
Mhm.
Everybody says that that's an Einstein quote. The definition of insanity. Do the
Yes.
same thing and expect a different result. Change something. Change how you react. Don't immediately roll your eyes. Don't immediately do something. Change how your behavior and see how that affects the milieu.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think going to college these past 2 years, I've really just started to realize how much agency you actually have over your own life.
I
Like, which
love
is
that
which
word.
which is, like, what you've been talking about, basically. But in high school, I kind of felt like I had all these obligations that I obviously signed up for and committed to and enjoyed, but I felt like there wasn't a lot of room to change parts of myself or, like, try new things or something. So being at college, like, having so much freedom to make yourself change things and try new things was really
Right.
pretty cool.
Well, and high school's difficult in that it's not the end goal. And even though college isn't the end goal, because college leads to education, which may lead to graduate school, hopefully in your case is law school. For others it's MBA, for others it's med school. For some of us there was no graduate school. But regardless, then the next step would be a job. College isn't, you aren't done once you graduate college.
Mhm.
But high school is so formulated to get you to college,
Yes.
especially
Yeah.
in this town, that you're right. You don't have, and especially because you're still living in your parents' house.
Mhm.
So, and even though you're still under mommy and daddy, you're still paying for things and you still obligated to them to perform well in school and
Mhm.
all of that because you're not on your own yet. But in high school, it's much more so because you're still living at their house. They're making sure that you follow curfews, my rules. You
Mhm.
can't, don't do this, don't do that, be this little perfect girl. And I know some of your background as well. You came from a Catholic or a Catholic elementary school,
Mhm.
so those are very rigid rules as well.
Mhm.
So then to go to college, yeah, it's like, ooh,
Mhm. It's a totally
yay.
different world, and it's like I do things that I'm, like, not supposed to do, like stay out later or, like, skip class or do something like that, and I'm like, "Okay, I didn't like that as much as I thought I would." And then, like, I just never do it again. It's like sometimes I don't know, I'm stubborn. My mom says I always have to learn the hard way, so she tells me not to do something, I'm probably gonna do it, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're right. I shouldn't have
Well,
done that."
that's mother-daughter relationships.
Yeah, always is. Yes, yes, yes.
And it's not like, if I recall, you didn't have a strained relationship with your
No.
mom. There were certain things you kept from her, but
Yeah, as a teenage girl does.
as every teenage girl does.
But I don't think I ever kept anything from you. You were like my OG therapist.
What's OG?
Original.
Thank you.
You're my number one.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, all right, okay. So, yeah, so basically my feelings would be, it's the same as what I taught you in high school.
Mhm.
It's all made up. If you need something to be more real, it's up to you to make it more real.
Mhm.
And granted, I really didn't make up the physics.
No, I know you mean.
But you all would be like, wow.
Yeah, it was like watching a wizard.
It's
It's
just
like I don't understand.
it's just magic. It's just made up. Don't worry. We can just
Mhm.
make this up. So, all right, cool. So my next question to you would be, so Paxton, well, he's a sophomore now,
Yes.
but he was a freshman last year.
Mhm.
If you could go back to your freshman self,
Uh-huh.
what would your advice be?
Oh my God. I don't even know because I feel like I haven't even grown up that much since my freshman year of high school. So like I don't even
You
know what I
have
would
grown up
tell.
leaps and bounds.
But
Oh
I
my
still
God.
feel like 15 years old. Do you know what I mean? I think I would just say, just try to be as like authentic as possible because I think there is a big difference between confidence and then authenticity and self-assurance. And I've always been pretty confident, but I don't think I was like really sure of myself truly and like my authentic self probably till like my junior year of high school. And that's when things started like really looking up for me. So I would just say, just do that right out of the gate because I
What
was.
do you mean by your authentic self? Delve into that for a little bit more. I know what it means to me,
Mhm,
but I want to know what you think it means.
mhm. I mean, freshman year especially, I was new. I came from a Catholic school. I was new to public schools, didn't know anyone. People from Dawson thought I was from Carroll. People from Carroll thought I was from Dawson. I was in like this weird in between. It was hard for me to make friends, and it was just like, what's going on? And I did make friends pretty quickly, but I think I was just more focused on trying to make friends rather than just being super comfortable in sitting in my own skin and finding friends that way. I feel
Right.
like I wasn't, it's not like I was acting like someone else, but I definitely tailored pieces of my personality to fit certain groups to where they would just like absorb me and I would just like right in there. And I was
So you would mold yourself so that you fit into the group.
I was
as
still
opposed to-
probably like 70% myself, but I was not like calculated, but I was just like thinking about things I should do or should not do to like if it was like off-putting if I did something. And then as I got older, I was just like, okay, I actually don't care anymore. Like I don't have the energy for this. Like, and it just made my life so much easier. And
I
so
remember
much...
you dressing down a freshman. Do you think I actually give any time to at all what you, a freshman, think about me?
Yeah, it's just
Do you
like,
think I, as a senior, do any time give you any thought as a freshman?
I mean, it's
No.
like I barely think
Love
about
that.
all these things I'm supposed to do, and you're telling me I'm bullying you. Like I would not spend my free time thinking about you. No offense. Like I have so much going on in my life. It's like the last 3 months with me and my friends at school, like about to go to college. Like I'm really not thinking about whether you held the door open for me or not. I'm not. But I understand it because when I was a freshman and sophomore in that position, like I was so horrified of the seniors. Like I don't know why, like that 2-year age gap seems like such a big deal.
Do you think it gets exemplified also because freshmen and sophomore are at the high school and juniors and seniors are at the senior high?
Oh, for sure. I think so. And I kind of like that, but at the same time, I don't. I don't know. I think it is much easier to put the upperclassmen on a pedestal because you don't see them throughout the school year until like you get there and you just see them at football games or soccer practices or like athletic practices. So you only see like bits and pieces of them like when they're usually in a position of power, like through seniority or whatever.
Right.
You don't see them just walking to class or like getting out of their car and like forgetting something, running back and grabbing it. So it's really easy
Or
to
not answering a question correctly in class or,
Yes.
Being a general
or like
dumbass.
falling asleep in class
Right.
or like tripping and falling.
Sure.
Like you don't see those normal parts of them. So it's really easy to idolize them and make them seem so much cooler and older and more sophisticated than you. When really it's just like they're also
still
in high
idiots.
school. Yeah, I'm an idiot in high school too. Like,
Okay.
So yeah, I think.
Okay. Well, I understand what you mean by authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a job, you're gonna have to go play those rules again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's easier to slip like in and out now because I'm like aware when I feel very comfortable like in myself and like I'm fully being myself, and when I know to like tighten up a few things for like professionalism or like for this interview or like whatever. And yeah, I think
Okay.
yeah. And I think it's just I think this is a way more important topic too now because I mean, yes, I had social media growing up and I had trends and stuff, but in the past 2 years with TikTok trends just cycling through like so fast, so crazy, I feel like a lot of people have lost a ton of individualism and everyone's starting to morph into like one same person. So I would just encourage other people to really reflect and do some introspection, whether you align with certain things or not. It's like, it's not that deep, but like, just try to find yourself off of the phones and the media and everything. I think
Wow.
that's beneficial.
Okay.
Because the less time I spent on social media or like buying into trends, I think the
Mm-hmm.
more I thought myself. Like obviously I still do trendy things like wearing what a normal college girl would wear, but it's not like, oh, I have to get the new Stanley, like blah 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 blah. It's like, do you really even want it? Like it's not even that practical. It spills all the time. Just like random stuff like that. And it's like certain movies being pushed to people or like certain songs or something. And it's like listening to mainstream music and watching those movies and something, it's not bad at all. But I think
But it
especially
shapes the way you think.
yeah, I think people need to be encouraged more kind of to go past that mainstream because there's nothing wrong with mainstream, but you also have to find some smaller, more niche things that will bring you like more joy and stuff like that. I think that's
No, it's a wonderful sentiment. I'm sitting here going, what was the last thing that I actually posted on Instagram? Nope, can't even remember it. Now I did, I just had a birthday this weekend, so I did post my birthday cake. Kate made me these beautiful little petit fours.
Oh,
She went
cute.
to so much trouble and they were so beautiful.
Oh.
And when we brought them home to have, because we met the day before and, played with the grandkids and all that. And then when we came home on my actual birthday, we had them that night. I was like, we are eating these on china. We are not going to eat these on just everyday dishes. And so I put them on china plates and took a picture and everything. I was just like, I can't believe with 2 kids, she went to all this trouble to make this beautiful cake for me, So it was very special.
I love that.
All right, what's my next question?
I mean, I think it kind of is almost in the same vein of the kind of individualism spiel I just went on.
It's okay.
But it's
These have a tendency to
intertwine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's about your stance on AI, but obviously not how, I mean, more on how it affects people's personalities and their relationship, like to the arts, like books, reading, creative things. Because, and when I was in high school, we had like Mathway to help us, and we had like Google and just like all these things. Like it was still easy to use, almost comparable to ChatGPT and all this AI stuff.
Right, because let's see, when was COVID in relation to you?
My sophomore year.
Sophomore year is when you went home. Okay.
Yeah, I remember being in chem and everyone would just like try to look up everything on every quiz and like sometimes you could find
no one learned how to balance equations. In fact, that year they didn't even teach balancing equations because one teacher just basically said, go Google this.
Yeah, I think that was mine.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, we know you're going to go do it anyway, so why bother? Okay, so I interrupted you. What was your actual question? My feeling on AI, what?
Yeah. Not specifically on like how it makes it so accessible for kids to cheat, because obviously it was still that way when I was in high school. Google's still a thing.
Yeah.
But how it is like affecting people's, especially preteenish and like early high school, their personalities and just how they kind of like interact with people. Have you noticed any difference?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And what I've really, it's not even just the accessibility of ChatGPT, and I'm not knocking AI, okay? We use it every day. to what level do you use it? Okay, we have a portal now for Tutor Dragons. That is a form of AI. Instead of me handwriting it all down, I'm letting an intelligent app help me, okay? Or help us here, because it's not just me tutoring anymore. So everybody is using it. We need to incorporate it. But it's a matter of incorporating it to a certain level that it is aiding you and not masking you. Okay. So let me try to formulate how I'm trying to explain this. So there are always going to be those kids who completely cheat. Okay. And as much as I want to call those kids out as morons or other names, they've really cheated themselves because they missed an opportunity to actually delve in and figure out what's on their inside. Or were they just so scared to actually peel away their skin and find that their inside is as empty as a tennis ball? And so the best that they can do is AI. And that's where you kind of have to, and we all know I don't do words. I do math and science. But I love reading words. I just don't create them very well, In fact, Tara's always teasing me. She goes, "Oh man, I love that vocab word. I love that vocab word." And I was like, "Oh God, did I use it right?" Because she'll never say, "I love how you use that word in a sentence." She'll just say, "I love that word," and I'm like, "Criminy, did it?"
Do the same thing with Austin. I'm like, "Oh, vocab," and he's like, "Did I use it right or not?"
Right. The latest one was litany, and another one would be plethora, and and so where was a bevy of choices, and you've heard me say bevy of choices many times. So, but there are different, So am I using these correctly? Am I not using them correctly? And it's not that Miss Liz is so smart because she has a big vocabulary. That's not it. But the beauty in life is seeing the mundaneness of the life as its own beauty. So, yes, you grow a flower and the flower grows, but there's also a beauty in its leaves, in its root system underground, in that mundane, just ordinary, it's just growing. There's a beauty in that process there. So when you use AI, you've lost that growth process within yourself. And that's what I worry about. I worry right now, Carroll, with the bring your own device. And it's like, has anybody given thought that, Control Alt Print Screen? And so First Block takes their test and they have a copy of the entire test. Unless we start giving them only on paper and remove devices, as long as they're on screens, everybody's going to have them after First Block.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Also, that happened when I was in high school, too. People would just literally take out their phones and just take a picture of their
Well,
screen.
But now they're not supposed to have their phones on campus.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
This is a new state law. Yeah. Right. But, okay, so great. I don't have a phone, but I get to bring my own computer to take pictures of the screen. Seriously. How... and so, and what my biggest concern with that is when you use AI, as I said, instead of actually digging deep and doing it yourself, and that's hard, and it's, like I said, boring, and oh my God, it's so much work. Yeah. We all know that, okay? But there is a certain elegance into doing that. And there's a self-awareness of doing that. But if you use AI, you've missed that opportunity to learn that about yourself and to learn about whatever subject you're doing. And what I'm really concerned about is the lying that these kids do to themselves of, look what I did.
Yeah.
I always think of There used to be, you had Saturday Night Live and you had something on Fridays, and I forgot what it was. It was Chicago. And you had this one character on there, Stuart. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. And he'd do this stupid little dance. He was supposed to be this, like, but he was always narcissistic and everything. And it was like, if you're using AI that much, you're lying to yourself.
I, at TCU, sometimes, just like if I'm bored or I want to make some quick cash, like I offer to edit people's papers or just like read through them or like help them like organize their outline and like get them to like a first draft. And it's actually crazy because I don't know, I'm just super anti-generative AI. All of my friends make fun of me for it. They call me like a grandma. I don't care. I hate it so much.
But it's formulaic.
Because I feel a lot of learning, especially with writing, anything creative, reading, like even presentations, speeches, things like that, there's a ton of trial and error in the process, which is so frustrating and it's annoying and it's time consuming and no one wants to do it. But in between moments of trial and error, that's when you find your strengths, find your weaknesses, find your quote unquote voice and all these things. And I think that's what's
your beautiful self.
Yeah, I think that's what's lacking so much today is that the lack of trial and error and like self-frustration and all these things that require you to really dig deep and be so over it to a certain point where it's like, okay, this is the best it's going to get. Like that's where you find the good stuff. And I think missing the trial and error of it all, it's convenient, it's nice. It doesn't make me want to pull my hair out every now and then. But I think, yeah, you are robbing yourself of a certain experience.
Right. And that's not to say I used it. I call up ChatGPT and say, write me a poem on dragons about the, winter break. Write me a congratulation dragon poem about this. And I will always state when I publish it on Remind, this is written by ChatGPT. My sentiment is there, but I don't make me string words together.
It's the thought that counts.
But I didn't create this. I'm honest about it, that would never present it as something that I created,
And I just love how you brought up how it's like people lying to themselves, because I think people don't even realize how much they lean on AI and then they're like, oh, it only organizes my thoughts for me, or it only does the outline and then I write the paper. But it's like, okay, but who came up with the idea and like all these things. So I think there is a sense of slight overconfidence maybe, I guess, but I don't know how that will be harmful yet. I mean, I can guess, but I don't think we've like reached the stages to where AI has been around long enough to see like long-term effects of this.
Terminator. Yeah. You laugh.
No, last semester,
You'll be my age. One of my fighting off machines. Damn, that Liz was right.
You all have bit pods.
Yeah.
Not even realize it.
Yeah, like in Wall-E, like when you're like in the chairs. Yeah. One of my classes I took last semester was an applied ethics class, and it was the whole semester was just ethics on AI and like the development, the usage, how it affects us as humans, just society in general. And it's really cool to see the ability that AI has and all these things, but it's also just like equally as terrifying because, I mean, it'll get to a point where we can't be like, okay, delete, bye, go away,
No, which, and I've always wanted to be a farmer. And there are so many times where we watch something and Rob just turns to me and goes, we got to unplug. We have to. And he's not talking about unplugging from what we're watching. He's just talking
generally
completely off grid. Just go away. And so you were talking about TikTok and it's like, yeah, I don't even have an account, or I do, but I don't know how to open it. And, I don't know what this means, and I did have a student this year who was trending. I mean, she had like 3.6 million.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. And so she's very much trending on TikTok, and And I'm just like, well, should I be paying attention to this? And, and then how many students of mine I know have more than one TikTok, the one that mommy and daddy know about, and the one that everybody else knows about. And you're just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that. I don't want to see that, I mean, I don't.
Yeah. I can't imagine like how this must feel for you because you didn't grow up with technology. Like I grew up with iPads. Okay, I'm not trying to make you sound like a fossil, but like you know what I mean. Like,
but I am. I just
grew
turned
up
63. I'm a fossil.
That's not fossil age yet. I feel like 80s is fossil age. You're still kicking.
There are times I feel like I'm 80, but
like I grew up with iPads and playing games on computers and watching music videos on YouTube. But I think my growing up with tech experience is way different than the kids now growing up with tech experience.
Well, and the thing is, you have two vaults on those types of kids. Like you have my grandsons, who Kate is trying to keep very anti-screen. Nathan didn't see anything on a TV until he was 4 or 5.
Oh, that's good.
And Jonas, while he watched it, it's funny because when we get together as a family, the other kids will be dumbstruck. They'll just, and my grandsons will be oblivious to it because they aren't used to watching it. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes my grandsons are the ones completely engrossed, like, wow, what's that? And the other ones are not because they've already seen it or something. So it depends. It goes both ways. But you have very two divisive camps in parenting right now of not caring and completely anti-screen. There's very, very little middle of the road with screens.
I think, people my age are the middle because we had screens a lot growing up, but not as much as they do now. So we got the benefits of an attention span, well, because we read books and we played outside and we did these things. But now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on my phone all the time. I'm on TikTok all of the time. Like, all of the time. I'm not gonna lie. There's no point in lying. But I think we got, like, both the good ends of the deal because I know if I had all this social media when I was way younger, I would be one of those drooling iPad kids probably, Yeah. So I'm not dissing on it. I'm really.
It's there are choices to be made. There are choices to be made all the time.
And I'm really curious to see like the long-term effects of like how different it is. I feel like it affects with your socialization a lot.
Oh, completely.
And so that's why I'm so excited to see.
I just saw a meme yesterday of the 3 monkeys.
Yeah.
Hear no, see no, speak no. And then there's the fourth monkey with his phone, and nothing.
Yeah.
It was, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like, he's at least if you don't hear, you can see and speak,
talk,
but you could do some of the other. And this fourth monkey was completely isolated. And it was like, oh yeah, wow. But I even see that at home at night, we'll have the TV on to watch my hour of TV when I get done at night. And I don't want to watch the news, but I'm usually responding to things on the phone, and Rob's looking at some sort of video on YouTube for either cars or somebody singing a cappella.
Yeah.
And then, there will be some interaction of, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this, type of thing. But yeah, I've noticed even lately, he and I have kind of separated at night in our own little worlds of even though we have the big screen on watching a TV show, we have our own little screens in addition.
Yeah, it's just so easy to get like sucked in.
Right. Yeah. And he gets mad at me. He goes, how can you watch both of them? He goes, you don't even know what just happened on the TV. I was like, yes, I do. Blah, 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 blah. He goes, how do you do that?
It's in the background somehow. I can sense it.
And it's like, I don't know. Right now, I can't. No, I can't. When I was younger, I used to be able to watch TV and read a book at the same time.
Oh, I can't do that.
I cannot do that now. So,
I don't think I could ever do that. When I read a book, I'm like incapacitated. Like no one talk to me, no one look at me. Like if you talk to me, I probably won't hear you because it's like a movie in my head. I'm just
Sure.
so
No,
into it. I can't listen to music and read. I get so jealous of people that can do that because I feel like it's so
can't do that
vibey.
either. No.
But I can't, like my brain
No.
doesn't
No.
focus like that.
And now I don't think I've actually physically read a book in 3 years. Time out.
Miss Liz.
I'm talking about physically hold a book and read it.
Okay.
Now, if you go to my cloud library app,
Okay.
I have listened to something like 26 books so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost one a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I am reading, but I'm listening. I'm
Mhm.
not reading it on a written page.
Yeah.
And that's so when I'm working the farm, feeding the chickens, whatever.
Mhm.
So when I get up, I make coffee, I put in my earbud, I go outside and I do my hour's worth of chores. I'm listening to the book. When I'm grocery shopping, I'm listening to the book.
Mhm.
And it's so funny because it used to be I could kind of easily pause it and
Mhm.
talk to people. Now I have to take the whole ear out
Yeah.
because it's affecting my hearing, having the earbuds in.
Really?
It's embarrassing to say. Yes. Yes. I even know which ear is my dominant ear. I hear better.
Paxton probably has that same issue.
I
Always has an
listen, I
earbud
can
in.
hear better in my left ear than I can in my right ear. Which is strange because that's the ear I wear the earbud in. But I don't hear very well out of my right ear.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on when we're sitting in our chairs, that's the side Rob's on. Just coincidence.
You do that on purpose.
Love you, honey.
So what's your last question for me?
Okay. My last question for you are usually I have a senior here who's going away to college and I'm asking them what their hopes and dreams are. What are they? What is the biggest lesson that they're going to take with them to college? You've already been in college 2 years. Normally I would say, what lessons in high school would you take with you? So I'm going to ask you, since you've already been there in 2 years, what lessons from high school? And they can be school lessons, they can be mom and dad lessons, they can be athletic lessons, because I don't care what they say, Bells is extremely athletic. It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what lessons did you learn from high school that you are still using now? And what skills do you wish that you still had that you had in high school?
A skill that I developed in high school that I'm still using now. Ooh, I honestly.
And it doesn't have to be a skill. It can be a practice. It can be a self-awareness. It can be any type of what thing that made you in high school.
Okay.
That you still are employing.
In high school, I was like pretty strung out. I was like on firing on all cylinders all of the time, and I was so stressed. I felt like there were never enough hours in the day, not enough days in the year to do everything that I thought that I had to achieve to be great, I guess. And so now when I was talking about graduation, that being my like aha moment, being like, oh, it all paid off and oh, it's okay. And you didn't have to be so worried. And like, as long as you do try your best, like it's gonna work out. Like there's no need to try to always achieve more and be the best of the best and like string yourself out so thin. And so that's what I try to implement now, because I feel like in college you have so much more free time, and like what we were saying earlier, you have so much agency over your own life. So it's really easy to bite off more than you can chew and kind of just always want to be the best, because I feel like being the best in high school, like I feel like there's kind of a way to measure that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But in college, like it's a free for all. There's no way to measure it. So you're just gonna, if you're like me, if you're like a perfectionist, want to do everything in the world, go getter, like you're just gonna pile yourself under a billion things to do, and you're gonna be overwhelmed. So you're not gonna enjoy any of it. And so that's a lesson I had to learn my freshman year. So now I think I'm kind of implementing that idea of that, like you don't have to achieve everything and solve world peace to be like a good person and like a good student and all these things, which is still very hard for me. I'm still trying to implement it. It's my mom. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You gonna take-
No, I'm just gonna text her.
That's a good lesson to take with you.
Yeah.
That enough is enough.
Mhm.
This is all I can handle, and there's still time for more.
Yeah.
It's not a race.
That like big epiphany I had after graduation, it's still so hard for me to try to implement this today. Like, it's a very conscious thought. I have to be like, oh, wait, no, you don't have to do that. It's okay. Or if I mess up something that I committed to, it's like, okay, take a deep breath. Like, it's fine. You're going to be fine. It's all going to work out. Like, it's fine. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of this. And I think I'm probably going to be working on that for like my whole entire life. But I think that was graduation. That was like the biggest moment where it was like, okay, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, you're going to be fine. So that's a skill that I learned in high school, and also I'm still trying to
Implement
into
your daily life.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a good skill. It's a hard skill.
Yeah, it is. Okay, my last question for you is, as your tutoring business and whatnot has evolved, how do you feel that like you've evolved in like the past 4-5 years?
Ooh, how have I evolved? Well, control.
Mhm.
So we have more tutors this year than we had last year. We had more tutors last year than we had the year before. It's not just me, and we have staff. Jorge, Eric, Rob comes in every day. I've had to relinquish control.
Mhm.
And I've also had to learn to compartmentalize a lot more. When I was home, hey Kate, and you'd say, "Oh, I'm gonna go, powder my nose or whatever." I'd be like, "Great," and I'd get up and go throw a load of laundry, change it over, or go load the dishes or something. And so managing different aspects, or if I had a student get very upset, let's go look at the chickens. Or how many times after group well, you weren't of that age, but before COVID, when I get done with my last class, everybody would go out with me and close up the chicken coop. We want to see your chickens. And they take videos of the chickens and everything and post the videos of the chickens. So, because when COVID happened, we were all online, so there wasn't anybody going to the chicken coop at that point. But it was all mine. It was all, and everything was on me. And in some aspects, you and I are both type A, as my daughter would say, we're A++. Just like our blood type, we have to do the best. We have to be the very best. It's not just enough to be A, we have to be A++. And so, I pour everything into tutoring. And now that it's larger, I've had to relinquish control. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I'm angry. I yell and scream. Usually it's brief. I don't, because I don't hold grudges. But Rob has been the one who's been most affected in that, well, what's going on there? I'm like, I don't know. That's not in my lane. It's not my job. I've handed this off to someone else. They're given a deadline. They'll take care of it. Who are you? What have you done with my wife?
Yeah.
That's not you. What the heck? And I'm like, I can't do it all. And I've always been good with praise. Like even when you guys were in class, you're an effing genius. Look at you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But praise in tutoring has not been easy because I always wanted to be the best tutor. I wanted to be, but we've already talked about, I don't do words. I don't do Spanish. We have a Spanish tutor. We have a language arts tutor. We have tutors for little kids.
I know. I heard about that. I was like, this is so crazy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so I have to have faith and trust that they are doing a good job and relinquish some of the control. I can model what it means to be a tutor of dragons tutor
Mhm.
because there are certain aspects, certain ways that I think in seeing patterns and things like that. In fact, it was really strange going through those when you first got here.
Mhm.
We were looking at the 4th grade. You take the COGAT test. You didn't take it because you were at a private school, but at Carroll, they take this 4th grade test and it puts them in GT for other stuff and it puts them on this math path
Mhm.
for compacted or accelerated or whatever.
Got it.
Paxton probably took it.
I was
He came here in
yeah.
3rd grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Austin must have taken, maybe he didn't take
Austin
it,
didn't.
but he was still in what would be the
6th
compacted
grade.
math
Yeah,
route. And so he was already in certain classes that when he moved over, they were like, well, we have to put him here.
Mhm.
So anyway, but we're designing this and I was noticing in the books, it's all about patterns.
Mhm.
It's all pattern based. And that's my philosophy on tutoring. And so it's been difficult to relinquish that control. Do you
Oh,
see that
yeah.
pattern? Do you see that?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
teaching this? Are you
Mhm.
doing that? And it's one thing for admin for me to relinquish control of go do this, go do that. And then come to find out some people actually do it better than me.
Oh, no. That's such a good thing, but I don't think I'd be able to handle that personally.
But no, that's actually a good thing to
Yeah.
know, okay, again,
It's good hands.
these are my limitations. I've handed this off to somebody who can do this better than me,
Mhm.
like and I can focus on the things that I do excel in,
Mhm.
the magic of physics, um calculus.
Yeah, the magic of calc.
Those types of things and can focus on that. And then
Mhm.
possibly maybe in a few years even have more time for the farm, more
Mhm.
time for the grandsons,
Mhm.
more time for those types of things. So that's what that's the goal.
Mhm.
But relinquishing that control has been the hardest.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I feel like that's huge. Like, it doesn't even sound like that big of a deal, but that is huge, especially for someone who's also A plus plus plus.
Yes.
I can't even fathom
Yes.
doing that. Like, I
Well,
can't.
and also, if you know my life, you know that I was divorced at 31, and so it was all I had a house, dogs, I was a single parent and 2 jobs. You were very organized. You were always in control
Mhm.
until you completely lost your shit and then you weren't in control.
Yeah.
But even then you picked up the pieces and got in control pretty good,
Mhm.
But you had to constantly keep a handle on everything because there's so many variables in life.
Mhm.
And for somebody who's always done that, and my mom fell over a year ago and had to go have surgery and then go into rehab and then come back home. And she always tells all her caregivers, so you've heard of helicopter parents? I have a helicopter daughter. She's a bit of a control freak. Which is true. I'd call and I was polite, but I'm like, I need to know this. I need to know that.
Mhm.
These variables affect things,
Mhm.
but I think a lot of that comes from the fact of seeing how the butterfly effect, the thing over here affects all the things over there,
Mhm.
that type of stuff. So that's kind of where that comes
Yeah,
from.
my mom says the same thing about me. She's like, she literally calls me her mom. She's like, okay, mom. Because I'm like, did you put that in your calendar? Don't forget. She mixes up her dates all the time and it drives all 3 of us crazy. Like, we'll all show up to the doctor's like a day early. And they're like, you're just not scheduled. And we're like, of course. We have to go back home.
Well,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Then there's yesterday, your brother showed up. And I was like, you're here.
Mhm.
I didn't know you were coming. He goes, well, I came 4:30 last week. I didn't know you were coming again this week. And I go out and talk to your mom, and she's like, I didn't even know we were meeting this week. So Paxton is the one who actually had his shit together.
Yeah.
The rest of us were completely oblivious.
Oh, God.
You know, and I'd gone to Tractor Supply to get chicken feed. Thank God I was home, or I'd gotten back here, you know, from my little excursion. And I was like, how long have you been sitting out here? Oh, only a few minutes. Okay, let's go. Let's go learn about significant digits.
So funny. Paxton's so laid back. He's so chill. If that happened to Austin, he probably would have just gone home. He'd be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd just probably complain about how hot I was for a good, 20 minutes.
No, I would have heard about it for 2 months.
Exactly.
I had to walk home.
At least.
And it was 100 degrees. Do you know how hot I was?
And I didn't even have water.
Yeah. Miss Liz, do you not love me?
Yeah.
You would make me pay.
I would.
No amount of grilled cheeses.
My mom and I were just talking about the grilled cheeses the other day. And I was like, what bread did she use? It was so good.
Dave's.
Dave's
Dave's Killer. Mm-hmm.
I've always seen it at the grocery store, but I was scared to get it because I was like, I don't know if it's good or not. But
Dave's Killer
that's my bread.
Yeah, it's organic and it has all the seeds and
Mm-hmm.
lots of omega-3 for Rob's heart. And so, yeah. You know, so yeah, if I'm going to have grilled cheese where cheese is bad, all that fat, you know, you have the super duper good bread. So, but yeah, no, I miss our grilled cheese lunches.
I know. This is bringing me, just feels like a Wednesday at 1:30 to me.
Indeed.
Yeah. I had a private slot with Miss Liz for 2 years, junior and senior year, 1:30 every Wednesday. Yeah. And we would just eat grilled cheeses for the first 5-10 minutes.
Well, you'd get there early.
Yeah, so. I'd get there at 1:10 maybe.
Yeah. And so it's like, come on in. I'm making grilled cheeses.
Mm-hmm. It was our girl time.
We sit down. Rob would have lunch with us.
Yes. It was so fun. My mom would be like, why do you keep going over there so early? I'm like, she feeds me. She feeds me. But yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, this is a wrap of our podcast with Kate.
Wait, can I give a shout out really quick?
Give a shout out.
I want to give Dr. Irish a shout out. No, honestly, this is so weird. But if it wasn't for AMSED, I definitely wouldn't be majoring in poli-sci. And if it wasn't for Dr. Irish being a little nerd, I wouldn't be a little nerd and minor in philosophy. So, and it's my favorite thing ever. So shout out Dr. Irish.
Shout out to Dr. Irish. I'm seeing him tomorrow.
I know. I'm jealous. I want to see him.
Come to the meeting for a little bit.
What are you doing?
I have been asked to go meet with the new, there's a new curriculum director for math and science for the upper levels. And so I'm going to go meet him because the school board and other powers that be seem to feel that I have a lot of knowledge.
I mean, I would say that you do.
On cross curriculum and also other policies that are going on with certain teachers.
I feel like you just really know the ins and outs of everything at South Lake.
Probably a lot more than some of the others.
Oh,
yes.
For sure.
Well, I think some know the ins and outs, but they just focused on other parts of what was in them realm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I can only fix so much, so I'm going to fix this because I can't fix that. But yet there are other things that I see that, you know, and it's not that I see. I'm not in the classroom.
Yeah.
But you don't tutor 350 students without
for years
hearing some things. And when you hear them over and over and over again, you know, from different students, it's, you know, if one person's whining, you're like, ugh, you're just a whiner, you know.
Me.
No. But if you hear the same thing year and year and year and year after year after year from different students, you know, and or on the videos, all of them, literally 5 students all at once go, wait, that's what that means?
Yeah.
You're like, was this not explained to you?
Not like that. I remember this, we would always talk about this, in our calc things or pre-calc things. You would just explain things differently, and it's so many people would just be faceplant. It's that's all it is. It's just that simple, and it's
these are the 4 steps.
Yeah, and it's
don't make it any harder. Don't
I'm
go off
wow,
the path.
It isn't rocket science. But it's just so funny because I collectively there'd be many people in a group just look around and be like, is it supposed to be this easy? Like, so yeah, I feel like you do know the ins and outs just from like obviously your intelligence and listening to your students.
Mostly listening to the students, not my intelligence. I'm really not as smart as y'all think I am. Truly.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I
Nope.
don't.
Nope.
I actually don't believe that because I've seen you do math just like in your head way too fast. Like I just will not believe you. You can try to be humble all you want, but it's like a weird, really weird skill
Or like
of yours.
when she gets to the end, she's like, "Oh wait, not
Yes.
here. It goes there.
Yes.
Sorry, hold on, wait. Let me start over."
No, yeah, she's like, "Oh, sorry, I messed up," and everyone was like, "I have no like you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
you
have
go back 5
noticed."
steps.
No, exactly, and it's like, how does your brain work like
Yeah.
this? It's crazy.
Broken. I don't know.
I hit it weird one day, and then now it just won't go back to normal.
Fell off a horse. I don't know.
I hit it weird, and now I can just do anything in my head.
Yeah. What's sad now, students now are not impressed with my mental math. Like, I'll guess.
That's
You know.
crazy.
Like, oh, I should be around 6.2. And they'll calculate out 6.17. It's like, okay, close enough. Or maybe 6.45. Okay, I was a little bit off.
Yeah,
Because I'm standing up here without a calculator.
yeah, just all
Last
in
night I
the
was
mind.
doing standard deviations in my head. And my 3 AP bio students were kind of like,
I can't even do standard deviation like with the calculator. So, yeah, stats was brutal. The college stats was so brutal doing that without a tutor. I was like, Jesus.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to tutor that this year.
I hate stats so much.
Earlier this year, she was like, "Yes, no more stats." And then the other day, we just went over stats on biology,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Well, that was a short-lived victory."
I know.
Comes back. Stats always comes back.
After my freshman year of college, I was like, okay, I'm done with math. I just took stats. I never have to do this ever again. And then that next semester, I found out I had to enroll in a political statistics class on how to like find all the polling and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, you're lying. I'm done. I was like, wait, guys, who remembers what a lambda chi is? Because I didn't. Like, I was like, what frat is that? Like, I literally remember studying it like so much. I was like, why doesn't Liz teach statistics? You should. You have the power.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see how many requests I get.
I know you've tried to wrap this like 3 different times. And we just keep
That's all
talking.
right. This is what happens.
Good.
You clearly haven't listened to one.
No, I haven't.
That's okay. That's all right.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I'm not like a podcast listener.
You've been at school, so
Mhm.
it's not like you're not in high school, so you don't need Tutor Dragons anymore.
I need my Tutor Dragons.
Okay.
My little postcards.
Sweetheart, I'll always be here for you.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
your other Kate.
I am. You are.
Mhm.
But I call you Kitty Cat.
Yeah,
You know why I call you that?
just my mom does.
No, because your mom's, when I asked for your contact
Oh, my
info,
contact.
on your mom's phone, it still says Kitty Cat.
I
And it's
know.
like, oh.
She's called me that since like forever. I don't know why.
There's a story about Kitty. So
Really?
yeah, my Kate
Mm-hmm.
was a Catherine Elizabeth because I always loved the name Katie Boo.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to call her Katie Boo when she was little. And Boo is a short name for Elizabeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rob calls me Boo Bear.
Oh.
So, and he's Papa Bear.
Wait, I didn't know that was for.
Yeah, Boo is it's a northeastern shortcut.
Yeah, it's
for
like
Elizabeth.
Charles and Dick. Is it Charles
Richard.
and Dick? Oh, it's Richard. I knew it was something that like wasn't really like it.
Yeah, okay.
Wrap it up. Time to wrap.
So we moved, Kate and I, we moved with her dad. We go to Indiana and we end up in her kindergarten class. And there's only like 16 kids in the class, right?
Mhm.
3 of them are Katie,
Oh, yeah.
Caitlin. And so she comes home and she's like, I want to be Emily. I don't want to be Kate.
You're like, who the hell is Emily?
Exactly. I don't think that was my exact words. And I was like, okay, well, we need to figure out some other name that's similar. Would you like to be Katrina? Or no, I don't like that. Would you like to be Caitlin? No, there's a Caitlin already. I'm like, okay, what about, and Kitty Clark had just written some expose on somebody. I was like, what about Kitty? Ooh, I like Kitty. And so she became Kitty for all of kindergarten. And about halfway through first grade, somebody called her Kitty Litter. And that was the end of that. We went back to Kate.
Quick fix.
She came home. I'm going to be Kate now. I'm like, okay.
So cute.
Yeah. So when it came across this kitty cat, it was like, oh,
that's so cute.
Just like my kitty.
I know. So many parallels.
So many parallels.
It's just like my name.
Indeed. All right. So that's it. This is a wrap. Thank you for listening to The World According to Liz and my guest, Kate Trinh, today.
Thanks for having me.
No problem.